Yep. You don't have to push too hard. I didn't put a lot of paint on the roller. Yep. Start spreading it out. Mm-hmm. You don't have to push that hard. Now you want to bring that paint to your right. No, it's your yep. This spot right there. Yeah. And bring it into that. That's okay. Yep. You'll get it.
Sorry.
That's good. Everything's got to be repainted. I always wipe the runs off so you don't have those lumps.
Oh, yeah.
Like the other painters have. All right, so you see you have a ball. You see you have a buildup of paint right there.
Yeah.
So no, not on the edge. You can grab the center of the roller. You can switch directions too.
And we can use the little paintbrush here.
As long as you can see that you're getting even coverage without making lines and overlaps, and you paint. You find your own way. Your own technique of how you're gonna use a paintbrush or roller, or how much paint you add, and according to the surface, temperature, your space, how you're feeling that day, I guess. I don't mean feeling like, I don't want to do this. I mean feeling like you might feel extremely weak one day, or super hyper. One thing too is, like, I put a real thick, that's about a 3/4 thick roller on there.
Actually,
does a better coverage, and it covers over a lot of the. I like the texture it leaves behind, especially with a messed up wall like this.
What's that little hole there?
That's where they had a nail in the wall to hang something up down there, or to secure something. I don't know. Some of these I'm not gonna plug them.
Well,
I think you got a good first coat on there. I don't see any overlaps, and you spread it pretty good. Even though you're pushing, I don't see the lines, so the excess paint on the edge of the roller. So I think it looks good.
Yeah.
And so we started the top half of this, and we're gonna see how it's gonna look if we're gonna keep this pink on here, but it needs touched up.
Is there any other places that you can paint?
Yeah, there will be.
Oh yeah, like with the little paintbrush.
I gotta move this stuff off the wall, and then we can start from the top to the bottom here. I gotta move the computer stuff.
Okay.
Well, thank you for helping.
You're welcome.
And what kind of paint did we get? Because I love this color. I think it's a gray, but it's called. And we just got that. Let's see. This is April. So wow, we got this exactly a month ago. Unique Gray, Sherwin-Williams, and this was their regular super paint. Not the super. I think it's a Latin or latex. So yeah, it's a really, really good color once it dries.
Let me get that little paintbrush.
Yeah, I have the little paintbrush for you.
Okay. You can pause the video.
All right, pause it or stop it.
Just pause it.
Pause it.
Start.
All right, so this is a jacked up brush. It's got bristles everywhere. But the way I edge is I pull away with the heavy paint and do a little line. You gotta watch, because you're gonna build up. It'll start to run down. Flip the brush, spread this out so there's no lines.
Yeah.
And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push out, like push down on the like putting the brush on its toes, and I'm just gonna feather right in there like this.
Mhm.
And and you can get all in the corner without touching anything else. The whole thing.
Yeah.
And then all I gotta do to get rid of the mark is lightly go around it like this.
Yeah.
And now you're all the way up in there without it running and touching all over. Same thing up here. And I don't know, like whatever they put on here for the this is all messed up. Should have sanded this. I tried to scrape off. We peeled all that paint off. So, I mean, you see how all that paint is on here. So that makes what I'm doing like look bad because it looks like the same color paint. I don't know what they use, so now it's like I might as well just go like this, you know, like most people. It's like that's not the way painting is done.
Yeah.
And the whole edge taping and all that masking and all. That's just not. I never developed how to do that. And you can see how this paint's been there. I don't know, and I just don't have the time right now. I normally would scrape all that off or paint the white over, but then it's going to show that paint line. So it just ruins a good paint job. Like there's a run here from the last people painted. Yeah, it's just wall prep is very important, and then knowing how to paint. I'm not gonna get into the just throw some paint up there. Just gonna throw some brakes on the car. Now underneath, yeah, there's I already have caulk down there from when we lived here.
It's looking a lot better.
And then one thing too about edging with the big brush like this is, yeah, you're gonna I don't like to see the line of the paint, the difference between the texture of the roller and the brush, the bristles. So what I do is, I usually like to edge first and run my roller as close as I can without making a bead of paint. But in this case, I'm just gonna smooth this out. We'll have to put a second coat of the roller on, which will take this away because we're on the roller close with not much paint on there, and you won't see my brush, the difference between the brushed wall or a textured wall with the roller. And one thing too about painting, or any type of thing you do with your hands, any type of skill, you have to know how to do it just as well, if not better, with your non-dominant hand. So a lot of times in tight spots, I seem to edge a little bit better with my left instead of my right. A lot of times it feels awkward, but I see that I do a pretty better job, probably because I have to try harder. I'm not really sure why, but at least with edging.
I'm zooming in, then they can see what you're doing better.
Yeah, I have to get back here behind this radiator.
Yeah.
And do the go over this black paint. I mean, it looked as if not the pink, but I don't know if they're the same person, but whoever did the black actually seemed like they did a decent job. They put a perfect about an 1/8, 1/16 of an 1/8 inch overlap to the other wall in a straight paint line, so you don't see this squiggly. Because when you're painting, never try to hit that corner perfect. You're gonna have a wave. Most walls or corners are not perfectly straight. They're not gonna be at a 90 or whatever, 45 or however they're at. It's always a good overlap one or the other, a little bit, and that's what gives you the illusion that you have a straight line. Without all that trying to, you sit there and try to make a straight line in a corner, it's gonna be squiggly. You get someone who knows how to paint, who paints, and it's gonna, if they ever see that, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh. But then there's also caulk. There's painter's caulk. I've used that to like for this. I can try to make this line straight, but I'll get a caulk in there. It looks really, really good. It transitions it, so to speak.
It looks like we're almost done.
Yeah, almost. just don't know how they have the pink all on this. Well, it's black unless they did the. Well, it's not even pink. It's like a. It's a. It's a dark pink. So they must have painted this one whole color, or they did the pink and then they did a different dark pink and realized, let me just go with black. I don't know. But I see there were so many runs on here, and we had this yellow, which it was okay. It was an okay yellow. I mean, after you put it on, we're like, yellow is a funny color to paint when you have lighting issues and whatnot.
I can help a little.
Yeah. You're a good painter.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're a good helper too. Yep. And you're learning. You're learning by watching and by doing. I'll pull this all away. Yeah, I'll probably have to caulk that once we paint this white. See how I did a small little line over top?
Yeah.
And then what'll happen is the same thing when we go to do the white. We're gonna hit that line, which is gonna overlap. And then I'll run a caulk over that, and then it'll look like it's flowing right up. Like you would be no squiggly. It'll fill it in really nice. Yeah, we got a little paint on there. Let's see, there's some brush marks there. See, that's a different way of edging. And I'm not pushing hard because you're gonna have a streak. You have brush lines. I hate brush lines. I go over here and fix these. See, these are brush lines. See, brush lines.
Well, it's been 12 minutes.
You see how I edged that slow and I did different ways? Didn't need tape or anything. It's just everyone's a little different. Nothing wrong with masking it. I remember when I tried the mask, I thought I could just go over the masking tape, heavy with the paint on the second coat, and then when I went to pull it off, the next day, it peeled it looked like a dinosaur chewed into the wall. And I said, I'm never using masking tape again. Then they started coming out with that frog tape, and then I said, nope. I said, masking tape is only for when you're doing designs. And for me, I felt if I get to a point where I have to mask it or tape it, I need to stop painting. But I have seen some really good painters mask, and they do a really good job. Better than the way I can edge and quicker. I still don't understand how. I mean, I know on new construction when painters can spray paint in a house, that's quick. I mean, I still have to do 2 coats, but it's really fast. But there's a lot of prep work with that. And how do you do that in a house where people are living? You see the videos, a lot of it's done with houses that are in, between buying and selling, or a remodel like that, where someone's not living there. But yeah, I used to spray paint for a steel company with an airless gun. I just have to fix it.
Daddy.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to hold the camera.
Okay, you can stop it whenever you want.
The video?
Yeah.
Well.
Why, did you want to do some more painting?
Yeah.
All right.
It's been 14 minutes.
14 minutes. So every 14 minutes, this place. No, your mom goes crazy. No, what's this? 19 minutes? No, that was like a saying back in the 80s.
I'm gonna stop.
All right, let's see. Where are we at? How's it look?
Good.
All right. Yeah. So I did a little. This whole top is just filthy. I don't know what is that dark. The video never does justice. Like, what happened there? And just leave it, like. And then all this in here. That's not even the same color I put on. And it's not the pink over there. Like I said, I think they tried to do a purple. And they had all, I mean, they went right over this with that clear lacquer. And so it's a good thing when I rewired this, when we taped all the sides. Because they took the plates off and, I don't know. I mean, look how bad the wall is from peeling the paint off. Oh yeah, I think this is where. Did you do that? Well, I mean, you know. So here he is. You lightly scratch it off. I'll just leave it there. Some people, they just paint over stuff and leave it. Well, I don't care. This is the end of the video.
So, bye guys. Like and subscribe.
I'm not sure where I'm going to put this. I may have to put this. I got 2 channels, so. Yeah, I have to edge that up there.
We're going to look how it was before and after.
Okay. All right. We're going to end it.
Yep.